All right, game number 2 on Cursed Hollow. Illusion Esports taking game number 1. Let's see what volumeZERO has to bring to the table.
All right, and we're sticking with the shield bans with the Tassadar ban right away.
Yeah, I think this is pretty standard, pretty common right now. Again, one of the other strategies here is to let the shields go. Now, if there is more counterplay, I think you'd probably see some of these shields let go, but the only counterplay right now is that Varian,
Right.
and he's not in a fantastic place, so I think that's why most teams are just opting to ban the shield heroes.
And this is interesting to me. Dahaka, first choice for Illusion. So Illusion Esports looking to pick up Dahaka over the Falstad. What is happening?
This is a reversal of the draft. Like I said, both these teams prioritize these heroes, and I think they're actually getting what they want out of this. I think they know what they're getting themselves into. Now, if you know this ahead of time, if you're Illusion Esports and you say, we'll take the Dahaka, we'll let you have the Falstad Malfurion, that opens them up because Falstad and Malfurion are both pretty squishy and don't deal well with burst. And so if you can get on top of them with a very aggressive composition now, they're going to be in some trouble.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I would agree. All right, so if you're Illusion Esports and you have your Dahaka now, I mean, they're not going to go Lucio, are they? Because Malfurion's already been picked up on the other side. So do they pick up the Lucio just to secure themselves the healer that they're looking for and not get that banned out? Oh my god.
I think it's 100% possible. And I actually think they're going to go with some big damage, maybe a Li Ming. You might even see the Chromie here again. But my guess is probably closer to something like the Li Ming and probably a Greymane to follow that up. But I do know they used to play a lot of Vala as well. And that, I'm surprised, hasn't come out.
I just want to point out that the draft is identical to game number 1 at this point. I mean, 100, like, all right. I mean, Malfurion was picked before Falstad last game, but they were picked in the same slots. So I don't even know anymore. Like, I mean, are we going to see Tychus ban next? Like, we just decided to just take the picks we had last game and flip them and call it a day,
And, Tychus does still do fairly well if he's paired up with a Lucio, just because, he's vulnerable without mobility. And same with Arthas, same with Dahaka, right? So if you get some of those heroes with a Lucio, you're suddenly not as worried anymore because you're a little bit more mobile.
Right. All right, and then we have the Greymane ban.
Yeah, Greymane ban this time. Again, they do have to be worried about that Chromie. A little less so this time. They have Malfurion who's got the cleanse, but it may be slowing sands this time, which will secure them tributes on this battleground. They have a big front line with Arthas and Dahaka, and Lucio even has some peels as well.
No, that's a good point, and that could be what they end up going into here. But I think so. So we see the Greymane band. Maybe a Murden ban or even an ETC because he can go stage dive. Stage dive is actually a great heroic to go, and that gives you a little added global character, if you will. So might we see that ban as well?
Yeah, I think they will try to ban out another one of those main warriors, but they actually do ban the Tychus, so really making sure that their front line does not get shredded. Now, I would be worried playing Tychus into an Arthas here because to be able to put damage onto Arthas, you've got to be in his range. If you're in range of Arthas, well, that's a howling blast coming out towards you.
Right. That's a good point. That's definitely a good point. So you need a warrior. You definitely need a warrior. You need... See, I like going maybe a Sonya with your tank warrior and letting Falstad roam with the group and making Sonya your solo laner here. Well, they can interchange, right? So you can leave Falstad... Early game, you can leave Falstad out as your solo laner because he can fly where he needs to go. And then late game, you can switch it if you need to, or Sonya can jungle for you cleanly. I mean, like, there's a lot of ways you can go with this.
Yeah, Sonya has been picked by both these teams in the past as well. And you know, she does do well when she gets to Whirlwind on a lot of melee, like Arthas Dahaka. But they actually opt to go into the Leoric and Chromie for themselves.
I'm like second guessing myself. Did I actually swap the teams backwards and we're just getting the same drafts from the same teams and I just have something off? Because like it feels so familiar.
These guys are stealing strats from each other mid-series.
Right? Like,
you're going to see the two teams switch styles halfway through the set, and by the end, they're just going to be both hybrids.
Right? It's just so crazy. I've cast a lot of games. You've cast a lot of games. Have you ever seen this before? I've never seen like the entire draft completely just, you know what, we love that draft so much and it hurt so much. We're going to just go ahead and take that draft for us.
You know, the only difference here that I will point out is that just because they've got the Leoric first, they haven't locked in the Johanna. They can be very aggressive and even just dive past Leoric.
Right.
So I'm going to look for them to pick something up that beefs up their front line. But having said that, they may not. You know, they may insta-lock something like the Nubarak. You know, anytime Li Ming's picked up, it's just automatic now.
I was going to say a Nubarak here. A Nubarak feels like it rounds out this comp the best, but Muradin can work. His trait allowing you to just back out real quick and heal yourself up. I think a Nubarak with the shields would have worked well against Li Ming and the Vala even. Granted, Vala has a lot of AA damage, but she's still got skills that she's going to use, and that might have helped as well.
Yeah, Muradin might be just a comfort pick here. What he does bring, though, is maybe a little bit more lockdown for them. Some hard CC. If he decides to go into heavy impact later on, too, you know, you might be able to catch a Lucio. You might be able to catch a Vala. Because without Muradin, you know, they've only got Leoric as that CC. You know, but a Nubarak offers stuns. Johanna offers some big peel. I do think Muradin is probably more likely a comfort pick.
Okay. All right, so for volumeZERO, happily I did get the teams correct, and I was not going crazy. Of course, I say that, and now I need to do this real quick because we made it into the game. All right, so for volumeZERO, on the blue team, we do have Sleepy Bear on the Malfurion, Shy Guy on the Chromie, Tay on the Muradin, Wings on the Leoric, and Rexpa on the Falstad.
Right on. And on the other side, Illusion Esports. We've got Kozer on Arthas, Craig Kasky playing Lucio, Moogle on Vala, Li Ming, played by InfoFox, and Real Rad Dad, rockin' Dahaka.
This is to keep volumeZERO in the tournament. They lose here, they go home, and Illusion Esports moves on to the Final Four. They win, and they have a chance to finish the series 2-1.
Nothing more exciting than playoff hots. And boy, in Chair League, we've gotten some good matches, some good series. Secretly, every time I cast a best of 3, I don't hold favorites, and I just hope that we get to see a third match.
I share that. I too believe that way, but we have a little fight brewing in the bottom lane. Arthas may end up in trouble here.
Yeah, Kozer gets rooted and gets the full Shy Guy combo, but Moogle on the backline with great focus. Shy Guy is down to a third of his HP.
Falstad dancing in the middle with Li Ming. We do have Leoric and Dahaka. He was like literally dancing. Leoric and Dahaka just sitting in bushes staring at each other, letting the minions do all the work. So we have some very odd laning strategies going on right now in the other two lanes. I can't call them side lanes because the action is in the bottom lane at this point.
Yeah, going 1-1-3 here. In the top, you know, Leoric versus Dahaka. neither should really win that one. The lane clear may go over to Dahaka, but Leora can definitely sustain himself with the Drain Hope up there. In the middle lane, Falstad and Li Ming both have decent wave clear. Falstad may be arguably a little bit quicker in that front, but the 3-man in the bottom, that's where all the action is. And this is actually good for volumeZERO. This is their boss lane, so if they push this in, their safe boss that they can take later on will be able to push further into the lane.
And, you know, Li Ming, I would have arguably said that Li Ming's wave clear used to be better until they nerfed her teleport damage to minions.
Yeah, Calamity, of course. Oh, actually, Infofox in the middle here. Focus down Rexpa, the 1v1. Getting first blood.
Rexpa might be in trouble as well, though. Barely able to make it through that wall before Lucio and Vala did some damage. But that... Yeah. Go ahead.
Scary proposition anytime you're up against a Falstad is you have to keep track of his barrel roll and when it's on cooldown or off cooldown, because he gets that extra barrel roll forward and then he's on top of you and he chases you and you cannot get away with some of that guaranteed damage from his Thunderstrike.
We have a little invade possibly happening, a 4-man invade. That's going to be the Illusion Esports Siege Giants going over to volumeZERO.
You know, I'm going to say that that's a fantastic play, but I'm going to hold on to that thought as the re-engage happens here.
But it doesn't matter. Arthas does go down first. Moogle really low on the Vala. Murden diving in, really looking to put some pressure on that Vala. May be in trouble himself.
Yeah, this is a very tricky position. I like the call to invade the camp because that's perfect timing, but they're deep into Illusion Esports territory, and now with the chase here, it looked like they're just about to get a couple of takedowns, but not quite able to secure those kills. Had they gotten one, that's resets for Infofox.
Oh, man, and if Infofox had gotten those resets, I saw 3 members or 4 members really low and ready to die to Li Ming going crazy.
Yeah, I really wanted to hold my judgment there because I thought that was a fantastic rotation. At the 2-minute mark, that's exactly the time that you go back for those Siege Giants, and volumeZERO knew that, so they moved in aggressively with 4. But you know what? That's on Illusion's side, and they came back with 5.
Both teams back into their laning phase, just looking to hit 7 and possibly 10 before the next curse falls. But what do we spy here in the middle? Illusion Esports pushing into this middle lane, trying to take down this wall, and they're at least going to get the bottom tower out of the push in. So that's I like that. That's good. That's a nice XP gain.
Yeah, they're about a half level behind, so they needed to make that up somewhere from those takedowns. 3 takedowns already on the side of volumeZERO, but they needed to make that experience up just so that they could get back that level 7 so they can contest this next tribute.
Next tribute spawning in definitely on volumeZERO's side here. With the... Oh, Li Ming just blown up.
Infofox getting a taste of his own medicine. Shy Guy says, I see you. This is what last game was like for me. Infofox goes down. Kozer goes down as well.
The body blocks by Rexpa, Tay, and Sleepy Bear there to secure that kill were amazing. And Vala deleted after Shy Guy says, you know what? I'm just going to rewind you and kill you. Have a nice day.
Shy Guy in absolute terror right now. Getting takedown after takedown.
And that's going to be... So I actually prefer this for volumeZERO. Taking out this front wall means when they invade Illusion Esports boss camp, that boss is immediately on the fort instead of having to mess with that wall. Just immediately going in.
And they're very, very close to level 10 for this next tribute, with Rexpa soaking one of those bombs. But hang on, a drag onto Rexpa as we were talking about him, and Moogle diving forward to try and get that last takedown.
He did get the barrel roll out and put a decent chunk of damage down on Dahaka to make Dahaka think twice about diving deep.
Yeah, with 6 takedowns to 0, though, this full level advantage, 10-9, it's very, very difficult for them to stick around and try to contest this tribute.
Ooh, and there goes Dahaka. Li Ming coming in on the back line, absolutely chunking Chromie, but it's not going to matter as Vala goes down as well. And this should be a curse.
Like I said, these two teams are stealing strats from each other. Combos coming out from Chromie, and then Entombs coming out from Wings now. They're giving it right back to Illusion Esports.
You know, I think a certain part of this is, hey, we like what you did with your comp last game. Let us show you how we would do it with this comp. they're trying to say we like that, but here we go. I don't know if this is going to work late game though. They really need to make sure they get a solid XP lead, just because this is Cursed Hollow, so it's a little bit different than Towers of Doom is in that how you have to win the game. The win condition is completely different, so you can't just focus on the team fight.
Yeah, and I like that they've at least kept a hero in each of the lanes to get that experience, making sure that they stay ahead here. Falstad now making his way down from the top. Rexpa gonna find Moogle here, and those forts aren't activated yet.
Ooh, Moogle could go down here, and he does. Level 13, not far for volumeZERO at this point.
Yeah, during those curse phases, you know, you feel like you're safe behind some of your structures, but they are not powered. And so Rexpa, knowing that he had a few more seconds there, dove right in and secured that takedown.
Rexpa did finish off that mid lane fort, and now we have volumeZERO taking their boss.
Yeah, Shy Guy with a little bit of a scout. He's gone into a different build here, and some interesting builds to point out here. So Chromie's actually going for, I guess Shy Guy is going for a more standard, Chromie build now with the Time Walker's Pursuit and Bronze Talon style versus the full Dragon's Breath. Boss actually being contested, and it's going to leash here.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage coming out, and out comes the laser beam from Falstad. I love it when they pick Hinterland Blast. Makes me happy.
Lasers coming out all over. Infoflox with one of his own, trying to laser down Shy Guy here. And Shy Guy just able to make it back. So on that boss move, I talked about this with the last composition. I'll talk about it again with this one. Do they have enough to burst down a boss?
No, and that's the problem, right? If Falstad had been there from the beginning, they might have. But Falstad was clearing that mid fort up, and so they didn't have the damage they needed to put that boss down quickly. And it gave Illusion Esports enough time to get down there and really wreak havoc and end up killing Muradin. Muradin, the tankiest of tanks, going down.
Yeah, constant damage coming out. If we look at the other builds too that I wanted to point out, Vala actually going into a hot pursuit, Creed of the Hunter. And of course, it's going to be that Death Dealer, single target style damage. And that's great against Muradin and Leoric, two tanks that you can just keep auto attacking. And to follow that up, Li Ming has gone into an orb build with the Triumvirate and Zay's Vengeance.
I like both of those builds, especially against the comp they're playing with Leoric and Muradin in that front line. Both of those can get a ton of value later on in the game as it progresses. And level 13's picked up for both sides. So now is the time for an engage to happen. No matter which team you happen to be on, you need to be looking for your fight, especially as the tribute is spawning.
Yeah, another favorable spawn position here over for the side of volumeZERO. They're going to be able to set up here. Shy Guy is going to be able to poke into some of these very nice choke points here.
Ooh, Falstad using his laser beam, and Arthas going down first. A lot of damage coming out onto Illusion Esports.
Hinterlands Blast, Twilight Dream, Rexpa, and Sleepy Bear making it happen. A big wombo for themselves, and now they're going to turn back onto that boss.
I like that kill, and as Zarsail's been pointed out, we got Twilight Meme and the Meme Beam. Both great heroics.
Very nice. The response here from Illusion, knowing that they couldn't contest the bottom left boss again, the volumeZERO boss, they rotated immediately towards their own, so they at least trade out bosses here.
So this should be interesting. volumeZERO can give up the tribute and push with the boss, or they can go in on the tribute. Falstad flying right up to where Muradin is, looking to contest. So both bosses being left alone. to push to their own desires.
Yeah, and you know what? If I'm volumeZERO right now, 11 takedowns to 1, I'm fairly confident in taking these team fights. We've come out on top ahead every single time. Why not contest this one? We've also got Chromie, who can interrupt anytime that they do try to channel.
Vala's sneaking around the back line, putting in a decent amount of damage, and Rexpa getting really low there. But Dahaka also really low. Goes in with a nice drag. Not quite enough to finish off the Malfurion, though.
Yeah, Twilight Dream not actually hitting anybody that time because Dahaka actually burrowed underneath. There's another Rexba beam going out there. Kozer is getting low, but he is able to sustain through it all. Vala goes down, Entomb just misses Craig Kasky.
That was a good fight for both teams. I thought I was imagining it when I saw Twilight Dream go out. I was like, nah, that couldn't have been Twilight Dream. It hit nobody. It just kind of went out, and that was that. But, yeah, I guess it was the Twilight Dream. And that boss taking out the keep top lane for volumeZERO. Illusion Esports not quite able to secure that kill on the keep.
Yeah, Rexpa definitely took a risk there, turning around to throw out his Hinterlands Blast in the middle of that team fight. But that extra damage helped give them the advantage. And now, again, 13 takedowns to 1, level 16 advantage. volumeZERO looking to take game 2 back.
We do have heavy impact from the Muradin.
So great utility coming out from Muradin with that heavy impact. He is looking to add some more of that control, extra stuns. And you know what, if he can lock someone in, that sets Shy Guy up, that sets Sleepy Bear up, you know. And that makes it that much easier to hit those targets.
Right. And it looks like, by the look of things, volumeZERO is rotating around just like, hey, can we get another team fight in? Let's get another team fight in. Not able to find one, though, and it looks like they're going to just clear the wave and rotate down onto the next tribute spawn.
Yeah, if you're a Shy Guy, you're looking to make use of that temporal loop somewhere in the middle of that battleground. And if you can snag anybody from the back line, Moogle, Infofox, that's GG.
Oh, that was a great leap, followed up by a tomb. Lots of damage coming out, including Hinterland Blast. And that's going to finish off Arthas to start. Looks like Vala's going down as well. And this is going to be another curse. Infofox on that Li Ming going down is a third kill. Curse going into a 2-level lead. This could be at least another keep.
Yeah, 3 takedowns, volumeZERO moving in. A great team fight there again. It was the Entomb that started things off again. And, you know, you saw Hinterland's Blast come out, Twilight Dream, the Chromie damage come out. And they're able to even burst down an Arthas.
They're going core, though. They're looking to finish. With 15 seconds until Li Ming's up, 10 till Vala's up. I'm not sure they can finish this early, but maybe they can.
Yeah, there's not a lot to threaten them. Only Dahaka and Lucio were up. Arthas now joining the party. The rest of the DPS were still respawning. So those were the key timers that we had to look out for. Rexpa being focused down, though. Rexpa goes down, but with enough damage here. 3% left, 2%, 0. It goes over to volumeZERO.